I have created this video to explain how I am going to change our library from a stale, quiet, old-fashioned library full of books into a 21st century learning zone that is a cheerful, effective, functional learning environment that encourages collaboration between staff and students, cross-curricular projects, and functional workplaces for our students. Our library needs to move away from being just a place for story time and book exchange. Before I get into a description of what our library reconstruction will look like, I would like to tell you a story about why I have realized that 21st century skills are so important. Now, this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became a virtual teacher called T-Dog. In Northeast BC, born and raised on a computer is where I spend most of my days. Emailing, fresh grading, responding all cool, and all of the kids be learning outside of the school. When a couple of months had been looking good, I started making changes to our learning plan. I took 3 little classes and new kids weren't prepared, so I added more technology to make them succeed. Technology in the classroom is a game changer. We need to set students up for future success. Even companies like Google want a different kind of employee than they used to hire. And they have realized that they want people that have skills, not knowledge. They want self-thinkers. They want people that can collaborate and can create. When they are hiring, they no longer want the people with the top grades. They want people that can do and can achieve. Knowledge is no longer needed the same way in our society. Sure, it was great for Trivial Pursuit and a good party trick, but it's not helpful in today's jobs. By only assessing knowledge, are we not setting our students up to permanently fail? Using technology in the classroom increases student engagement and allows for a more adaptive, individualized program. Students that need the extra time can get it, and those that are ready to progress can move on. Technology can allow for more assessment methods, and students are better prepared for university. 21st century skills and core competencies will be the focus of this library. Students will enter the learning zone, full of curiosity, and will develop a desire to formulate, discover, invent, build, or create. Students will discover critical thinking, communication, and social emotional skills, and will help them become the driving force of their learning. In this new revamped space, we would have positive communication and would develop social emotional skills. Like any great learning zone, I would make sure that we brought real world math concepts and skills into every project. The library will be the center for communication in the school. It will be a place where classes can coexist and learn from each other. It will have an open door policy where students and teachers will have access to it on a daily basis. The welcoming atmosphere will encourage open communication between students and staff. Teachers will have a chance to learn the new library system so that they have the skills needed to help their students. There will be school-based professional development days offered a couple times a year where teachers will be able to learn the many programs that they have access to. Teachers will also be introduced to resources and approaches to develop students' core competencies. To make better use of our library, I would like to divide it into 2 spots. 40% will be a resource area, and it will be like a traditional library run by the library support. They will help students and teachers find physical resources within the library. Classes will have access to books in the library at all times. 60% of the library will be the learning zone. The learning zone will be used for collaboration, project-based learning, and skill development. Leadership skills will be developed through positive modeling. The more the staff work together to make real life experiences for their students, the more they will develop a growth mindset for themselves, and this will further instill it in their students. To give you an idea of a project that can take place in the learning zone, I have created an example project that students will learn how to do. Learn to film with Piper. Today, Piper and I are going to be teaching you some methods to improve your media arts projects and videos. This first video shows an excellent app that keeps all videos in widescreen. This iPhone app is called Horizon. When using this app, you film widescreen regardless of how the camera is turned. This is a great app for people that are just starting out because it helps make the picture stay level when you're moving the phone around while filming. The one thing that can be an issue is that it does make the picture zoom in and out when you flip the phone angle. The last film in this series shows what happens when you are not using the Horizon app and you move your phone to a different angle. You will notice that Piper goes sideways when I move the camera to horizontal. This is usually not what people want to happen. It is important to make sure you are focusing on the most important part of the picture. On this video, Piper is the most important part. You can see that it starts out nicely focused on Piper, and it is clear, but then when I click elsewhere on the screen, she has far too much sun exposure. By tapping on her, I was able to focus the picture again and get rid of all of the glare. I can then bring the glare back if I touch on another section of the screen. Using filters are a great way to make videos have some flair. I love grayscale videos. It makes them look timeless. When you film in slow motion, you need to make sure that you are ready and focused on your subject right away. In this video, you will see Piper move so slowly down the stairs that you can actually see every step she takes. I absolutely love filming action shots in slow motion. When you want to zoom in on a subject, you need to use two fingers. You place the two fingers on the screen, and if you pull them apart, you will be able to zoom right in on a section of the picture. And then if you do the opposite and bring your two fingers closer together, you're able to bring the screen back out again and zoom back out. When you make a green screen board, you need to make sure that you have it big enough to cover the full filming area. If you are doing a floor shot, then you will also need to cover the floor with green as well. In this picture, Piper is sitting in a completely green corner. Every wall and floor surface is covered with green tablecloths. It is a good idea to make sure that the surface is free of wrinkles so that your background turns out well. Another important tip is to make sure that you do not have any green on your subject, because if you do, then when you bring it to your green screen maker, you may have missing parts of your subject. Green screen videos are my favorite. You can make pictures and movies look professional. In this movie, I made Sky fly through the air. I did this without having her even move. She just sat there nice and still, and as I walked around, I moved the camera up and down slightly so it looked like she was flying through the air.